This pandemic has changed the world. Margaret W. Wong and Associates, with over 40 years experience in U.S. immigration law, keeps working for you in the midst of adversity. Offices are in Cleveland, New York, Memphis, Atlanta, Columbus, Raleigh, North Carolina, Nashville, Chicago, and Minneapolis. Look after your loved ones and we'll take care of your immigration needs. Please call us at 216-279-3984. That's 216-279-3984.
Hello, everybody. My name is Juan Carlos Brando, and I'm thankful for having you joining us today with this live Q&A show with the attorney Francis Fonsang, who is a very important part of the law firm of the attorney Margaret W. Wong, who has been working on the immigration field for over 40 years. And right now we have a younger generation who have a lot of knowledge. They have a lot of experience working in the immigration field and helping a lot of people, thousands of people every single year to get an immigration relief. So thank you so much for joining us. Feel free to ask your questions today, and the attorney Francis Fonsang will be answering each one of them. Attorney Francis, thank you for having us today. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, Attorney Francis. And well, just a general question: what can I do if I am coming to the United States on a visitor visa and I am stuck in the airport? They stop me, they send me to the little room, and they don't agree to let me into the United States.
Okay, so when you come on a tourist visa, you have to go through U.S. Customs at the airport when you arrive. And sometimes the officer wants to ask you additional questions. And so they put you into another room, and that's called secondary inspection. Now, sometimes during secondary inspection, it's just pretty simple. They're resolving why you're coming to the United States, maybe ask why you entered the United States on previous trips to make sure that your intention is temporary in nature and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Now, unfortunately, sometimes the officer gets you to admit that you were either working unlawfully on a previous trip, or maybe this trip you plan on doing some work that's not proper, because visitors aren't supposed to be working in the United States. If the U.S. Customs will not let you into the United States, then at that point, they usually have you sign a sworn statement, and one of two things will happen. Number one, they will let you withdraw your application for admission. That means you get back onto the airplane and you travel back to your country as if this did not happen. Or number two, you're subject to expedited removal, which means Customs will cancel your visa and actually deport you, and you would have a 5-year bar from coming back to the United States unless you get a waiver. So usually one of these two things will happen. And so it's very important that when you come visit the United States, you have the proper intention, you have a plan for what's going to happen when you arrive at the airport.
Okay, so just to understand the difference between withdraw the admission request, what is the difference between that and the expedited removal and the cancellation of visa? Will my visa be canceled if I decide to go back to my country?
That's up to Customs to decide. So when you withdraw your application for admission, that means I'm going to go back to my airplane. It's like I was never here. Okay, so oftentimes Customs will not cancel the visa. They just find that we're not going to let you in on this trip. So maybe after another couple of months, you can try again. Okay, whereas expedited removal is a deportation. That means that it's permanently in your record. You can't come back for 5 years unless you get a waiver.
Okay, thank you so much, Attorney Francis. Well, if you have someone who is detained right now or that is going through this issue, you can call the office of the attorney Margaret W. Wong, who has 15 attorneys working with her, and they are really experts in the immigration field. You just need to call 216-279-3984 216-279-3984, the attorney Margaret W. Wong. So if you have any questions, please write them down now, and the attorney Francis Fongsan will be answering those questions absolutely free. So we have our next question coming in. So this first question says, I need to know what happens after I do the I-130. I filed I-130 for my brother 4 years ago, and it was just approved. So what should I do now? How long do I need to wait? I am from Colombia.
Okay, so the first step of the green card process is from a family member to a family member is to file the I-130. That's where you prove that you both share the same parent, okay? After the I-130 is approved, when can the foreign national apply for the visa or the green card? Well, that depends on the priority date. There are only a limited number of green cards that can be approved each year for each category from each country. So if there's a lot of people applying, there's a long wait in line, okay? A sibling petition, brother filing for a brother, that wait is about 12 to 14 years. So if you filed for your brother 4 years ago, then you'll have to wait probably another 8 to 10 years before there's a visa number available for your I-130, okay? You have to keep checking the visa bulletin, which is published by the State Department every month. If you Google visa bulletin, that should be the first result. You'll see each month which priority dates are allowed to apply for their visas that month.
Okay, thank you so much, Attorney Francis. So maybe this person needs to wait about 8 or 9 more years to do the next step. So please be patient, don't get discouraged, and talk to a good attorney who can help you with this immigration case. We have another question. This person says, I am in Colombia. I live in Colombia. I am Colombian. My husband is Colombian too. And he has a sister who lives in the United States, and she is U.S. citizen. My question is, we would like to go there and see if we can apply for some immigration benefit. Some people have spoken to me about the asylum possibility, but my husband is a person related to the government in this country, and with all this that is happening in Colombia right now, we're not feeling safe anymore. My question is, after we apply for the asylum, can we apply there for a kind of work authorization or for a certification because we are professionals here in Colombia?
Well, first of all, you can only apply for asylum if you are physically in the United States. Now, that means that if you're in Colombia now, you can't submit an asylum application from there. So either you have to get to the US border or you have to arrive in the United States before you can apply for asylum. So if coming to the United States is a goal, or maybe if you want to visit the sister, if the sister has legal status, that means she's a green card holder or US citizen, you can try to apply for a tourist visa to come visit her. Now, it's very tough to get a tourist visa right now because the US embassies are all closed for normal operations because of the COVID pandemic. But as things settle down, maybe you can get an appointment to apply for a tourist visa. Otherwise, if you can find some way to get to the US border, then you can try to apply or request asylum from there.
Okay, Attorney Francis, I think this person has a tourist visa, and what she means is that if they make it here and they apply for asylum, if they could do the maybe labor search or something because they are professionals in their country.
Okay, so if you arrive in the United States as a tourist, you can be admitted for up to 6 months. Now, if you want to go through labor certification, which is the employer-sponsored green card process, that will take usually a minimum of 1.5 years. And you have to maintain lawful status during that entire time. And so entering as a tourist, that's not going to help you stay legally here when you're going through the labor certification process. And also, coming as a tourist, your intention is temporary in nature. You're coming to visit, not to apply for the green card. So you have to be careful. When you enter the United States, your intention is to visit. Now, after you arrive, then maybe you can consider your options, see an attorney after you arrive, then we can see what we can do. But the key is first to arrive in the United States as a tourist, because even then, that's not guaranteed.
Okay, thank you so much, Attorney Francis. This is a very clear answer to this question. So please get in touch with the office. The phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. This next question is, I have a friend that entered to the United States. She's divorced, and her sister is in the United States. She is currently there, and she wants to know if there is a chance that she could get a work permit. She is not working yet. She has been there for 4 months and wants to stay in the United States.
Do we know what country this person is from?
I think it's from Peru.
Peru. Okay, so and did this person enter as a tourist, or how did this person enter the United States?
I assume that she probably came with a tourist visa.
Okay.
Because most people from South America, they make it with a tourist visa. Let's assume that is a.
Okay. Well, to apply for a work permit, usually you have to have a pending application, another application with the Immigration Service, like a green card application or an asylum application. Okay. You could try to apply for a work visa, but we would have to see what kind of work visa you'd be eligible for. If you're entering as a tourist, then you're allowed to be admitted for up to 6 months. If you've already been here for 4 months, then that gives you 2 months to either change your status or to extend your status. So the first question is, how will you maintain your status? The second is, what are you eligible for? For example, if you fear returning to your country, Peru, or something has happened to you there in the past that makes you afraid to go back, then you can consider applying for asylum. Remember, when you apply for asylum, there's a 1-year deadline. You're supposed to apply for asylum within 1 year of coming to the United States. So if that's something that you might be interested in, then go see an attorney, come to our office, and then we can decide, do you have an asylum claim?
Okay, thank you so much, Attorney Francis. Don't forget, the phone number is 216-279-3984. And the Attorney Margaret W. Wong, or the office of the Attorney Margaret W. Wong, will be attending to the city of Chicago on the 8th of June. The 8th of June, they will be in the city of Chicago giving in-person appointments or consultation, which we have missed for 1 year. It's been a pandemic year. It's been a very tough year for a lot of people, and we have tried to stay there doing the consultation through the phone or over video consultation, but it's never the same to see a person who can talk to you face to face. So in Chicago, the attorneys will be on the 8th of June, and in the city of Nashville, they will be on the 14th of June. So please call now. Make your appointment in your city, Chicago or Nashville, for the 8th of June or the 14th of June, and they will be happy to make your appointment. The phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Attorney Francis, we have the next question. And she says, how truth is the Nis Chavez, which was approved by Supreme Court, is not include the Sixth Circuit?
Okay, so the Nis Chavez is the Supreme Court decision that came out a couple of weeks ago about NTAs, notice to appear, and whether the notice to appear is proper. Does it have all of the information that's required on that notice to appear, including the date, the time, and the place of your immigration hearing? Now, the Supreme Court interprets the law of the entire United States. So that includes the Sixth Circuit. Now, how will the Sixth Circuit or the judges in Ohio and Michigan interpret Ms. Chavez? Well, that's up to them, and we will see how that plays out. We've already seen in Ohio multiple immigration judges terminating people's deportation cases because that notice to appear did not comply with Ms. Chavez. So we will see how this rolls out in the rest of the Sixth Circuit, including Michigan. But for now, Ohio judges are terminating deportation cases.
Okay, thank you so much, Attorney Francis. This is a very recent topic that we have been talking about, and this was a victory that Ms. Wong was really excited about. And well, we still need to check a lot of things. You have the information, but then you need to confirm, talking to an immigration attorney who will confirm if you qualify for this Nis Chavez case, and if you could apply for something due to this decision. So please give us a call, 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. The next question is, okay, I am sorry, I can't. Okay, there we go. This question is the IER applicable to someone already in the United States? They don't have any immediate blood relatives who are permanent residents or U.S. citizens.
Okay, I believe the IER, I believe this person is asking about the International Entrepreneur Program. We can confirm if that's something different, but if you're asking about the International Entrepreneur Program, that is a parole program to bring in people who want to start their own businesses in the United States, okay? Entrepreneurs who might not necessarily qualify for the E2 treaty investor visa. E2 only is for people who are citizens of countries on the E2 treaty list who invest in a US business and want to come manage that business. If you are not on that E2 country list, then in general, you have to apply for some other type of visa to come to the United States. And it's often very difficult for entrepreneurs to get a visa. So this International Entrepreneur Parole Program is designed to bring people into the United States on a parole document. Now, this usually means you have to be outside of the United States to get that parole, okay? Now, the government has been very slow to roll this program out. So there aren't very many approvals right now. They just published some more instructions about this program in the past few weeks. We'll see how they will actually approve these cases and process them. But in general, you would have to probably get permission to come back into the United States on the parole.
Okay, thank you so much, Attorney Francis. And this is something I've never heard about this before, Attorney Francis. So thank you for teaching us something new today. And because I don't think in all this time that I've been interviewed attorneys in the law firm, I think I never received a question like this before. So this is a very, very interesting question to me. So this next question is, my wife is in Nigeria. She got the 601 approved, and now we want to know what she needs to do. She has been there for 3 years, and we want her back as soon as possible. I am U.S. citizen, and we have 4 children which are here with me. What is the next step that we need to make?
Okay, just to give a little bit of background, if you have been in the United States unlawfully for more than 1 year, or you have committed some sort of immigration fraud or misrepresentation, such as using a false passport or lying on an application with immigration, you will need a waiver of that immigration problem on Form I-601 to show extreme hardship to your US citizen or green card relative if you cannot come to the United States, okay? So before she can apply for a visa, she needs a 601 approval in order to come to the United States. Now, it sounds like your I-601 has already been approved and you're in Nigeria. The next step is to apply for your visa at the US consulate in Nigeria, okay? If you've already been interviewed before, one time, and the officer at the consulate told you you need an I-601, now your I-601 is approved, you should contact the US consulate again with your case number and the I-601 approval notice. Tell them that your I-601 has been approved, and they will schedule a second interview for you so that you can drop off your passport to get the visa stamped, okay? If you have not been interviewed by the US consulate before, then now you can start the National Visa Center process to submit the necessary visa application paperwork on DS-260 and schedule the interview at the US consulate.
Thank you so much, Attorney Francis, for this information. Don't forget that the law firm of the attorney Margaret W. Wong has offices in 9 cities of the United States: Atlanta, Chicago, Columbus, Cleveland, Memphis, Minneapolis, Nashville, New York, and Raleigh, North Carolina, and of course the city of Cleveland. That is the headquarters office. So please feel free to give us a call, 216-279-3984. 216-279-3984 is the phone number that you need to call in order to get a consultation with the attorney Margaret Wong or with some other of our attorneys that are really, really awesome. This next question is, I would like to know if there is approvals for H-2B visa for this year. I am from Guatemala.
So H-2Bs are for seasonal or agricultural workers. And the government recently increased the numbers of H-2Bs because there are a limited number of H-2Bs that can be approved each year. And so there's a lottery system. US employers who want to hire these workers have to go through the lottery in order to be approved for a certain number of visas, okay? The Immigration Service did increase the number of H-2Bs recently, and so they will be approved this year. Now, because of the pandemic, US consulates are closed for normal operations worldwide, but because of this need for these workers, you should be able to get an emergency visa appointment if you contact the US consulate and request what's called a national interest exception, or an NIE. So if the H-2B has been approved for your case, and the next step is to apply for your visa, contact the US consulate and request the emergency appointment.
Thank you so much, Attorney Francis. And we're actually receiving another question. I am Venezuelan, and I had my visa for over 20 years, but my visa got expired last year, and I have been trying to renew it, but it's not possible because we don't have an embassy or consulate in Venezuela. We have to do it through Bogota, Colombia, but due to the pandemic, we have not been able to make it there or to do any change. My concern is that my visa is now expired. I have businesses and properties in the United States. What can I do now to get my visa back?
Well, like I've said earlier, unfortunately now the US consulates are closed worldwide for normal business operations. So the only way to get a visa appointment is if it's an emergency situation. Emergencies usually involve severe humanitarian issues, such as if there's a sick relative or you have to come to the United States for a funeral, or you meet what's called a national interest exception, or NIE, where the reason you're coming to the United States is because you're doing something that's critical to the US infrastructure, whether it's related to US manufacturing or the food industry or US defense, something that's critical to the US United States. And so, unfortunately, if you can try to request this emergency appointment, but if the consulate says no, then you have to wait until normal operations resume.
Thank you so much, Attorney Francis. Well, we're getting a lot of interesting questions today. So this next one is, and I think we're going to close with this. Hello, my name is so-and-so, is in the inbox, and I am looking to come to the United States as a truck driver. I already spoke with a company and they are willing to hire me with a contract job, but we need your services to fill and complete all the documents for immigration. Can you give me some details, please?
Okay, so when we talk about immigration, there are temporary visas and then there are permanent visas, the immigrant visas for permanent residency or the green card.
Oh, this person is from Romania.
Okay, so unfortunately, it's very difficult for a truck driver to qualify for a temporary work visa because these visas, they're for religious workers or professional jobs or for students. So there's very specific categories and there's nothing really that applies to a truck driver. So the best option would probably be for the immigrant visa. If this employer is willing to sponsor you for permanent residency for the green card, then you go through a process called labor certification, where we advertise the job in the local newspaper to see if there are qualified US workers available. If no qualified workers are found, then we get to move forward with the green card process. The process will take about 1.5 years to bring you into the United States if the case is approved. And so if this is something you want to pursue, the earlier you start, then the quicker we can get with this labor certification process.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Attorney Francis. Our time is up. We know you are really busy in the office today. And well, I would say every single day, the Attorney Francis has a lot of work to do. And thank you so much for having a little gap for us and to answer the questions from our audience. And well, happy long weekend that is coming on Friday.
You too, Juan Carlos.
Thank you so much. And well, everybody who has been joining us today with the questions about the immigration field, please, you need to talk to a good attorney who has a lot of experience, but also attorneys that have a good team, a team that can help you solve your problems, that it does not depend on just one person. But in the law firm of the attorney Margaret W. Wong, we have 15 attorneys and over 70 people working nationwide. So please give us a call. The phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984, and over 30 languages are spoken in the law firm. So this is something good because we have people who speak French, German, Hindi, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, Vietnamese, Philippines. Well, I don't know what other languages, Mandarin, Cantonese. Well, there's a lot of languages that we have in the law firm, and you just need an attorney who can understand the needs that you have. So please give us a call, 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984.
This pandemic has changed the world. Margaret W. Wong and Associates, with over 40 years experience in U.S. immigration law, keeps working for you in the midst of adversity. Offices are in Cleveland, New York, Memphis, Atlanta, Columbus, Raleigh, North Carolina, Nashville, Chicago, and Minneapolis. Look after your loved ones and we'll take care of your immigration needs. Please call us at 216 216-279-3984. That's 216-279-3984.